Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Athletic School podcast. I want to keep it short because I wanted to make the podcast extremely valuable to you guys. And today I want to talk to you guys about on how to rebuild trust in yourself after a bad game. How not to make that a bad season. And I want you to think about when was the last time you had a bad game and it messed up with your head for many days? And because you don't fix that, sometimes that can turn into a bad season. And I'm not talking about confidence, I'm talking about trust. The thing that decides whether you bounce back or not. By the end of this episode, you will know why confidence is overrated, why your brain reacts the way it does after mistakes, the exact mental reset elite athletes use, and the one daily habit that quietly rebuilds your edge. Stay until the end because the last part is what actually changes everything. But first, let's talk about trust versus confidence. Most athletes, they chase confidence, and that's a mistake. Confidence is a feeling, it comes and goes based on results. Trust is a decision that you make, it stays even when things go wrong. Here's the difference. Confidence is like, I feel ready right now. Trust is, I believe in my process even when I don't feel ready. And here's the scary part. If your performance depends on confidence, you will collapse the moment things don't go your way. But research on self-efficacy, deep belief in your ability to act, show that athletes with higher self-trust bounce back faster from failure and handle pressure better. Elite players don't rely on confidence, they rely on trust. This episode is sponsored by CaliforniaAvocadosDirect.com, delivering rich, creamy, hand-picked avocados straight from a family farm in Escondido, California, to your door. No middleman, no mass storage, just farm fresh quality you can taste and trust. Packed with healthy fats, potassium, and fiber, it's the kind of real fuel high performance need, whether you're grinding on the field or recovery from it. Use the code The Athletic School for 10% off of your first box at CaliforniaAvocadosDirect.com. And here's why bad games destroy your trust. Here's what your brain does after a bad game. It doesn't say, okay, there was one performance. It says, what if I'm not that good anymore? That's not weakness, that's biology. Your brain is wired to detect threats, overreacts to negative events, and try to protect you from future embarrassment. That's how it is. So one bad game becomes hesitation, overthinking, playing safe, losing your instincts. Sports psychology call these the outcome fixation. When your mind shifts from doing the tasks to protecting your ego. So here's the important truth. It's not the mistake that kills your performance, it's the story you tell yourself about the mistake. And that story either builds trust or destroys it. But here's how to review mistakes without killing your confidence. And that's where most athletes mess it up. They say, I'm just being honest with myself. No, you're being brutal. Here's the elite way to review mistakes. A bad performance is data, not a personality trait. You didn't become worse. You had a moment that needs adjustment. That's it. Step 2. Try using a neutral language. Don't say I always mess up, I suck under pressure. Instead, try to use something like my timing was late. This keeps your brain in problem-solving mode instead of self-attack mode. And also avoid becoming a victim. Third step, and I know that it can sound soft, but this is very important, guys. Add self-compassion. And this isn't soft. Studies show that self-compassion reduces rumination and speed emotional recovery after failure. Talk to yourself like, how would I talk to my teammate right now? And then I want you to do a 60-second reset exercise. And remember, you can be listening to this, but if you're not doing it, nothing will work. I cannot give you something easier to do than a 60-second reset exercise. So I want you to pause it and do this. I want you to focus on one thing you did well, one mistake you learned from, and one adjustment for the next game. This single habit can literally save your season. But here are some daily actions that will rebuild your self-trust. This is where trust actually comes back, not from big wins. Trust is rebuilt through tiny promises kept. And here are 4 non-negotiables. Creating the Athletic School has been a long journey. Reaching 100 episodes has taken consistency, grit, and a lot of passion. Having incredible guests share their story has been a true pleasure. But now, I want to ask you for your help. If you haven't already, please follow the show on whatever platform you're listening from. It really helps me a lot. And I promise you this, I'll continue to bring on the best guest speakers I can, and I'll do my very best to share content that helps you grow, not just as an athlete, but as a person on and off the field. I will study, I will read, and research relentlessly for ways to help you. And I'll share everything I learned right here. Your brain will learn that you do what you say you will do. And that's how trust is rebuilt. The other step is keeping a daily wins log. Every night, write it down. One thing you did right that day. That's it. Just one thing. Your brain is biased towards negativity. You need evidence. So write it down so you have that evidence and your brain will understand that. Third one, a pre-performance routine. Same music, same breathing exercises, same warm-up in order. Routines tell your nervous system, I've been here before, I'm safe, I'm ready. And the last one is one courage rep per day. Do one thing slightly uncomfortable. Take the shot that you usually are scared to. Speak up, push your pace, try again after a mistake. Trust grows from action, not thinking. That's why I keep saying, you can be listening to this podcast and think this is inspiring and whatever, but if you don't do it, it won't work. And here what athletes that are great actually do after failure. They replay mistakes, but correct it. Your brain can tell the difference between real reps and imagined reps. So you have to do mental rehearsal. This literally rewires confidence pathways. Then reset triggers. One word, one breath, one cue, like next, reset, here. I tell my athletes all the time, next play, next play, next play, next play. Something simple like that. This will interrupt rumination and bring focus back to the present. And then have a growth identity. Elite athletes, they won't say, oh, I failed. No, they say, I'm in training mode. That mindset shift turns pressure into progress. But now I want you to listen carefully because this matters. A bad game doesn't ruin your career, your reaction to it does. Confidence will come and go. Trust is what carries you through storms. If you only remember one thing from this episode, remember this. Trust isn't rebuilt by waiting to feel better. It's rebuilt by showing up anyway. If you like this episode, make sure you share with a teammate, even with your coach. Save the episode, follow the Athletic School on whatever platform you're listening to, and also on Instagram for some daily insights that I have. I see you guys next time.